So Logic will be self-distributing his movie. Has he made a huge mistake?
Logic, aka Bobby Hall, made a movie called Paradise Records. After years and years of the grind as a rapper, came from absolutely nothing, always wanted to make movies, always loved film, and finally made one with the help of Kevin Smith, who actually ended up editing the movie. Anyway, I've been a big fan of Bobby Hall, Logic, for quite a few years now, and with Paradise Records, looked like it had an awesome showing at the Tribeca Film Festival, and it has a fairly big cast. Logic actually plays the main character. His actual dad is in it. But what really shocked me is he just posted a video about his decision to self-distribute.
This industry is like totally on fire.
He got offers. He probably got many offers, but the one offer that he mentioned being probably the best was a decent split that he was happy with, yet he had to buy all his Blu-ray, and they had no cap on how much marketing was going to be put towards marketing this movie. This deal that he talked about actually had no upfront pay. You got to think about this. Logic, who maybe you don't know him, but has a huge, loyal fan base. So loyal, it's very deep. His fans are diehard. 3.5 million subscribers on YouTube, which he doesn't even really post on YouTube much. Easily in the tens millions on Spotify a month. I didn't actually check. I'm guessing it's probably around 10 million, but he's made this foray into filmmaking, and it's become basically his main passion the last 5 to 8 years. And he's going to be making more movies. What kind of blows my mind is, don't take this as a diss, but I just find there's a lot of delusion, me included, of like upfront pay. People are just going to like sign this big check, and you're going to be off to the races as a, bona fide like hot filmmaker. And I see it all the time, and it goes to show you with a guy like Logic, who, granted, there's going to be pushback, I know, on comments like, oh, Logic's not a filmmaker, maybe the movie sucks. I actually completely disagree. I don't think it would matter if the movie sucked. A guy with that kind of following, like, for example, if Tom Cruise went and made a low budget movie, low budget, I'm talking like he made it with his kids or something in his backyard, and it's shot on a high 8. This is an absolute tangent I'm going off of. If it was trash, absolute trash, somebody would give him millions of dollars for that movie. And I might be wrong, there'd be a war over this Tom Cruise movie. To say like, oh, maybe this Logic movie's not that good, I just think is completely irrelevant. I don't think that's how companies look at films nowadays. They look at star power, how many social media people they have, and then you have these tiny filmmakers like myself who have the audacity to think that like even somebody giving me 10 grand or 100 grand, that's an absolute lottery ticket that sounds like it's just not being played anymore. Like it doesn't happen. It's not happening right now. Of course, if you get upfront pay, that's awesome. Even if Logic was offered 10 grand or even 100 grand, maybe even $1 million, he's still in the hole. And then you're going to have all these marketing costs that they're going to probably charge you. So in the end, the filmmaker always gets screwed. I'm going to be championing this self-distribution angle forever. I think it's the future, and I think it's been the future for quite a while. And I think filmmakers have this tendency to be kind of behind the times in how the business works. I'm not going to sit here and talk about knowing absolutely everything about the business end of filmmaking. There's a lot to learn. But you kind of just have to take the ball in your own court. Like, nobody actually gives a shit about your film. Nobody actually cares that much. I talked about this on the vlog before, but I think filmmakers think in terms of like the 1990s still. Like when Tarantino and Rodriguez was kind of coming up, Kevin Smith, The Clerks, kind of like the lottery ticket, and they still talk about that. And I actually have kind of came to like the realization that obviously huge Kevin Smith fan, huge Rodriguez fan, those are super inspiring. The book, El Mariachi book, Rebel Without a Crew, was like my Bible. Still is, I still love it. But I actually kind of think, and I hate to say this, but it's like, because I still love those guys and I still love what they did and super inspiring, but it's a little bit of a championship bias where they won the lottery. I don't think Kevin Smith had a real game plan to get in the industry other than just winning this lottery ticket. And again, love Kevin Smith. He's like legend. And it's not dissing his movie. Clerks is amazing, but I just don't think he had a great game plan. I think he would say that to me if I was talking to him right now. He didn't have a great game plan other than getting somebody to buy his movie. Self-distribution has actually been a big part of what I like about filmmaking. I've liked owning my own thing, even if it's like I make $100, at least it's in my pocketbook instead of some distributor. Like, I've probably made more, I don't know, I guarantee I've made more money with my own films self-distributing off the off chance one of my movies was distributed. I still think I made more money actually in my pocket than I would have ever with a distributor. And that might be wrong, but it's just kind of, it's truly what I think. Again, not saying that even a distributor would want any of my movies I've made. Logic also was asked to give up 30 years of this movie. 30 years they would have this movie. You never know. The company could go under and he loses his rights to his movie forever because nobody actually owns the movie. It's in like arrears, or somebody buys it up or buys the catalog and he has no control over what happens to the movie. I think it's a smart move. I think it's the smartest move he could have done. Self-distribution is not for the weak. Logic probably, I'm assuming, talked to Kevin Smith a lot about the self-distribution angle. He's done it on a few of his movies, took him on road shows, stuff like that. I think that's probably what Logic's gonna do. Maybe have like a bit of a concert plus the movie. That would be sick. There's so many angles he could take this. He'll do totally fine. I think he'll totally make his money back, plus some. And, especially nowadays, I've heard this. I haven't technically done this myself, but I've heard that it's a little bit easier to get your film, especially your no budget indie film, into theaters nowadays. So that's pretty cool. And I think he could do that again with a bit of a roadshow type thing or whatever. I know, I'm pretty stoked, and I think he's going to be totally fine. And he's going to do so much better than if he had settled on this deal, which again, no upfront pay, which is crazy. But again, that's kind of the climate we're in. And I think, again, just harp on this idea that we think that us as filmmakers, we're going to get this big check to distribute your movie, and I just don't think that's a thing. And he was going to have to give up his merch rights to this too. As a distributor, what are you actually doing that he can't do? He could do the marketing through his audience. He could sell his own Blu-rays on his website. He could submit to Film Hub to get the movie on some streaming platforms eventually. And I just don't think it makes any logical sense. No pun intended, but pun intended. It's beautiful out here. I really want to make a movie out here. This would be sick. And it's pretty quiet. You could probably run and gun this pretty easily. And this has a whole walk. All circles the whole thing. Yeah, I wanted to make a movie up here, but one day. I actually wanted to add a quick PS to this video. And it's for my boy, El Primo brand. He just made a movie on an iPhone. Actually, I think it's the exact same iPhone as this. So 15, I think, 15 or 16. Feature film, just released it. It's on Vimeo. Again, super low budget, under $1,000, I believe he made it for. Some great performances, and like really cool ensemble cast. I have a feeling that it's, mainly friends and stuff, but it's still good. And like, I liked the vibe. Set in Long Beach. It's a perfect movie. He even says this. It's not. Of course it's not. It's his first thing, first feature really, and he just wants to make more. And I'm actually really impressed with his brand. More than anything, and I don't say that as a diss, and just, I like the El Primo brand. Be a Gorilla has just a lot of, it's positive. It's a positive vibe, and I think you need more of that in the film community, especially online. Less like doom. This video here is I'm talking about Logic's movie, and it's not doom and gloom that he has to self-distribute. He's choosing this because he wants to, it's like owning your masters. It's like Russ, the musician. He's all about owning your masters, and he never had a label. He's just all independent. This is independent filmmaking. It's independent distribution. It's Rockstar. That's what it is. It's Be a Gorilla, El Primo brand. Like, that is what this is all about. And I think Logic is doing exactly what my buddy Kyle is doing. He's making Rockstar movies. It's like punk rock. What mainstream filmmaking in Hollywood is doing is they are still leveraging that whole power, like the power of, but if we distribute your movie with no upfront pay, and you pay for all the Blu-rays and all the marketing, and you end up with nothing, but you'll have your movie out there. Isn't that cool? Like, you have it in the theater, and they are still trying to sell that. The scam distributors that's their whole motto. That's their whole business model, is scamming filmmakers. So let's take some of this power back and leverage whatever audience you have. It can be your family or just your Facebook friends on Facebook. Just start with that and it will snowball if you keep at it. And, you know, if it doesn't, then you're still making movies. You're still having fun with your buddies, or, you know, doing as serious film as you can, or as fun a movie as you can. And that's what I just love about the Kyle stuff, especially El Primo brand, is it just looks like a lot of fun. I'll always remember this quote that Kevin Smith said after Clerks, and he was trying to hire Jay Mewes for Mallrats, and I think it was Harvey Weinstein, and he's like, Kevin, you can't just keep making movies with your friends. And Kevin Smith's like, why the not?